One. Fading in, Ryan Space.
I'm here.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. Lord, help us. Here we are. Hey, guys, everybody. Happy early New Year.
Happy New Year.
Does that work?
The happy.
It's Happy New Year. Happy early New Year. Welcome, everybody, to the 53rd episode of the Livewell for 2022. Here we are in the basement at Fish North Georgia headquarters, as always. And, we got tweeting going on over here from Mr. Sal Pinto.
Hey, the show's about to start.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So if you make sure you're subscribed and make sure you hit the notification bell, and then you'll be able to know when the show's about to start. So there you go. So, guys, we appreciate it. You tuning in. You guys starting to trickle in. We appreciate it. We're going to have a real fun time tonight. We're going to talk about a year in review of 2022, some of our resolutions, I guess, whether or not we fell through for them or whether or not we completed them, whether or not we knocked them out of the park, and what are some things that we're going to be looking forward to for next year here in 2023, which is just a few days away if we make it. I hope we do.
My wife don't kill me before then.
Exactly. Exactly.
I myself to death on Sal's cooking.
Yeah. So Sal brings us a real Italian. What did you call it?
It's just an Italian sausage roll.
Italian sausage roll, dude. And I'm gonna tell you what.
Dane, what did you say when you got your first bite?
No, my wife might be watching.
I'll
put it this way: I'm stuffed. God, that was good.
I'm gonna tell you what, dude. That's probably one of the best damn things I put in my mouth in a while. Like, I ain't kidding.
See, last year we talked about the worst.
Hey. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Alan Hanser, what's up, dude? How's it going? Joseph Castleberry, George Smith, Scott Edwards, James Collins, Timothy Logan, Jeremiah. Good to see all you guys.
How you know that's James and not Rachel?
Huh?
I said, how you know that's James?
He's a gentleman.
Oh.
And he's also, they call me Collins. And Rachel lets it be known if it's her.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, she's pretty good about that. So we appreciate you guys all watching. Appreciate you guys trickling in. We're going to have a real fun time tonight. We're going to have a real fun show. Just a little FYI. As I said in the post earlier, Rob had some family come in. I told him, I said, dude, your family's from Florida. They're up here. Spend time with them. I left Dane out of the post today because Dane has come down with the same crap that's floating around everywhere with this fever, temperature, coughing, congestion thing that's going on. He sounds absolutely horrible. He's got worse. He was here for a little while today at the store, and then he just left after about 2 hours. So I told him, I said, go home. Just go home, dude, and go to bed. So
he shares it with me.
Yeah, exactly. Before he shares it with me, I kept my distance from him. I'm gonna just put it to you like that.
Keeping my hands in my pocket.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we appreciate you guys, and we'll go ahead and get some business out of the way so we can get to talking. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We're gonna have a lot of fun on this show. Paul, when we get done doing all this stuff, Paul's gonna swing around and he's gonna jump in this seat beside me. So we're gonna have ourselves a grand old time. So here we go. Let's get all this business out of the way. Episode, as always, of the Livewell is brought to you by For Her Outdoor Apparel. Is created for women by women. Jennifer and Peyton, they do a fantastic job. They got some really great stuff. You guys that pay attention, I shared the hoodies today that are for men, and I have one, and they're extremely comfortable. I highly suggest you get one. They are extremely comfortable. They are true to the size. They are true to their fit. So that is a good plus thing for sure. But we appreciate Jennifer. We appreciate Peyton. Peyton's got a wrestling tournament this weekend, Friday and Saturday. We want to give her a shout out. No, not this weekend. I'm sorry, next weekend. She has a wrestling tournament at West Forsyth. I believe is where it's at. So I believe that's where she said it was at. So good luck to her. We love them. And next Tuesday, I will be fishing with Peyton and Jennifer. Do not know if I will be on the live. However, we may just be fishing without the camera because Danny may be fishing Tuesday with Mr. Kevin Underwood on the live.
Ooh.
So Danny may be fishing with him. So that'll be pretty fun.
Nice.
So, but we love Jennifer. We love Peyton. We love all the guys and girls over at For Her Outdoor Apparel. We appreciate their sponsorship and appreciate their support. Just a few more weeks away from the big announcement that we have that's coming up for April that has to do with For Her Apparel. So, gotta keep that under wraps. So as always, too, Buford Dam Bait and Tackle, Dave, Alan, and the guys. They're a fantastic tackle shop. They got all the live bait needs, all your live bait needs. They got all different kinds of tackle. They do a great job, and they are helpful. They will always help you do your needs. Whatever it is that you're looking for, they will help you out. So go see Dave and Alan and the guys at 2595 Buford Dam Road, Cumming, Georgia 30041, or you can call them at 706-429-7211, as you can see there on the screen. We also, as always, we want to give a shout out and a thank you to Red Bobber Gear. Red Bobber, making those memories with the little Red Bobber. We actually have some of their apparel in the store. So you guys come check out their shirts, their hats. Already sold a few of their hats. Already sold a couple of their shirts. We got the shirts. We got some hoodies. They got this cool little zipper on the front of the hoodie for you to put your phone in. It's really nice. It's a really nice hoodie. So we appreciate Kyle and his family at Red Bobber Gear. We appreciate their support. And, of course, Jason Sayers, the owner and operator of J&S Contracting Services. I have his shirt on tonight. He sent me a shirt and a hoodie. Very comfortable shirt. Appreciate it, Jason, if you're watching. We appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Contact them for all your building needs and stuff. They've been serving the Lake Country, which is down, for you guys who may not know, is down in Lake Oconee, Lake Sinclair, but they will come all the way up here to North Georgia if the job calls for it, I guess is a good way to say it. Is that a good way to say it? I say it would be a good way to say it. So, and also his other business, Elite Landscaping and Pressure Washing, is another one of Jason's adventures. Yes, that's what is a good way to put it. You can contact him for either one of them, however, at 706-816-2049, or email him at jsayers316@live.com. What's up, Ron? Good to see you, buddy. And then last but certainly not least, Mrs. Rachel Collins, recovering from her surgery, and I understand that she is doing pretty well. She's been sharing some fantastic pictures on Facebook where they live over there on the lake up towards Toto, especially back when it was frozen over. You know, she had some really good pictures that she was sharing. So, but Rachel, we love her. There she is right there. However, I need to do it. There she is, right there.
You wouldn't make a very good weatherman, by the way.
Good weatherman. I never claimed to be a weatherman, but there is Miss Rachel. You can contact her at 770-310-0599, or reach out to her at rachel@400homes.com if you need to buy or sell your home. Rachel is the girl for you. She is also, just like us, she is a fisherman. She's a fisherwoman. Is that better? Female angler. That is better. That is a better way of doing it. She is a fellow female angler. So with that all being said, we appreciate all of our sponsors. We appreciate everything. And if you guys, want to become a sponsor or anything, or have any interest or know anybody, you can contact myself, or you can contact Danny Pruitt, and we can get you set up, and we can give you some shout outs and stuff, and you can be a sponsor of the Livewell and some of our other adventures as well. I need a Patreon sponsor. That's what I really need. We might have to get something set up with the Patreon. The Patreon is rolling, guys, and the Patreon, I got a big announcement that I want to make about the Patreon. Some of you guys who may have watched my little live Tuesday, I kind of touched on it a little bit. The Patreon's about to be fantastic.
You let the cat out of the bag.
The Patreon, yes, I did. The Patreon is about to be absolutely fantastic. But we will talk about that at the very end of the show. So help me remember that. Help me remember that about the Patreon.
George got a question there for you.
Doesn't some of the proceeds of Red Bobber help a charity of some kind? Yes, it goes. That I forgot to say that. Any of his sales on his website on redbobbergear.com, some of the proceeds go to the NICU. down
the
in
neonatal ICU.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
yep, yep,
Cool.
Awesome.
yep. So I think it's
Showa or
no, it's North Side
Okay.
over there in Canton.
awesome.
Oh, okay.
I believe
Cherokee.
that's
Yeah.
the one that it is.
Very
the
cool.
NICU for there. So Kyle and them, their son, the little bobber, when he was born, they spent I think 90 something days in the hospital with him. Yeah, he was born very early, and they had a really rough time with it. But he's doing well now, and he's fit and fantastic, and they love it to death. So, so George, appreciate you mentioning that and getting me to relay that back. I forgot about that. So, good to see all you guys. We appreciate it. Yeah, John Allred was up at the shop. He's hanging out for us today. He was spending some gift cards, and spending those gift cards was a good thing for me. Christmas is over. He had a birthday and a Christmas, and like we all had Christmas. And he come up here and he got him some good Yak Attack stuff and some baits and another FNG hoodie. I don't know what all
He
else
left with
got.
all kind of goodies.
He left with all kind of good stuff that we have up here at the store. So, by the way, speaking of good stuff in the store, I made the first purchase today from Pittman Creek Wholesale, and I've got I have a ton of Zoom stuff that's coming, and along with some Strike King stuff, some Accent Lure stuff, War Eagle. I can get all that kind of stuff now.
Mhm.
Can't get Picasso though. Picasso lover over here.
What are you doing, Sal? Help us out here.
Hey, listen, you tell me what you want, we'll get it.
Oh, there we go. There we
After
go.
that sausage roll,
After that
he
sausage
can have a
roll, yeah,
bypass.
he can do whatever he wants to. So yeah,
Of course, after that sausage roll, I might need a bypass.
yeah. So absolutely. Hey, Rachel. James says she loves y'all. We love you too, Rachel. Hope you're doing well. We miss you. We hope to see you soon, Rachel. Hope everything's good and on the mend for you. So, with that being said, all the business is out of the way. Let's talk some fishing. Let's talk about 2022. Let's talk about 2023. Resolutions. I'm gonna start it off. Just like what I'm gonna say. Stephen Bardet. Ask Stephen Bardet about Picasso. Stephen Bardet.
I think he's saltwater fishing.
He's
this week.
saltwater fishing. He ain't throwing nothing
Ask
Picasso.
Bardet about being on the show.
Yeah, I asked Bardet about being on the show. I can't come. That's the way he is. I can't tell all my secrets. We never ask you to come tell all your secrets. The Patreon is for the secrets. Ha ha. So I do want to say one thing about the Patreon. I'm gonna pound my chest. I was able to help Mr. Michael Bennett today out. He messaged me and told me, thank you for doing the lake map breakdown on what is a ditch and how to find a ditch and how to fish a ditch with underspins. And he had his best bag ever on Lanier today.
Good.
Best 5 fish, 1723.
Nice.
And he made a post in the Fish North Georgia group, but he made sure to reach out to me. He told me thank you. So you guys that are on the Patreon, if you want to learn some secrets that I can spill to you and make you a better fisherman, which is my job, it's my job,
Hey,
get
Paul,
on the Patreon.
can you come on over here and start patting him on the back so his arm don't get tired?
Listen to this guy.
Well, I was going to suggest,
Listen to
speaking
this guy.
of catching fish on an underspin, that he shout out friend of the show,
Spot choker, Rob Williams. He caught him on spot choker.
Mr. Wyatt Richards.
And Mr. Wyatt Richards with his 35-pound striper that he caught yesterday.
That was a stud.
I mean, he said, I seen it on Pan Optics and I threw at it and it beat it. So, but we love Wyatt to death. That's a stud of a striper. I had to tag Jersey Cat in it because he made the comment recently on the Striper Show. He's like, not too many 30-plus pounders to be caught. By God, there was a 35-pounder caught yesterday on bass fishing, on bass tackle. So I'm sure Jersey Cat was stoked to see that. I'm sure he really was. As long as, some of the other guys, Henry Cowan and Paul, I know Paul loved to see that. He was probably like, nice.
I was.
Excellent. It was
Nice.
He said it was superb.
Yeah.
So good job, Wyatt. We appreciate you. Appreciate you always being up here at the store with us and coming to shop with us, and his dad Chad and Colby. They're fishing in the high school as a team in the high school stuff. So it's always good to see all of our young guys getting out and being able to fish right now. After this debacle that we had this past weekend over Christmas, where you couldn't even freaking walk outside without your
so
lips
refreshing.
chapping off.
So refreshing.
Yeah, now here we are. We're gonna. So if you guys wake up Sunday morning at 7:00 and you're not on the lake and there's like a thunder and the earth shakes, that's because me and Jonathan Farmer are on the lake. Me and Jonathan Farmer are going fishing Sunday,
Oh, Lord.
and there'll be some rips lipped and some eyes crossed. I can promise you that, because when me and him get in the boat together, it's just like pandemonium. You know, we whack them when me and him get in the boat together.
You could broadcast that
Mm-hmm.
somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Timothy
I
Logan.
might do it Sunday. Don't worry. I might. You never know. You never know. You guys might get to watch that Sunday if you don't go fishing
Make sure
Sunday.
y'all swacking them first.
Well, Jonathan Bell, let's go over here and fish some cathead rock. So that's why Jonathan.
Timothy Logan wants to know how to beat Stephen Barday on Alatoona. Fish every tournament that he fishes, and eventually he'll have a bad day.
Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. So,
You-
with that being said, though, I do want to say this since we've got into it. I want to talk. Here we are. My first guest is Mr. Dane Hunter. He has just got, hopefully next week, he has the good news from his doctors from his post-back surgery that he'll be able to set the hook.
Swing.
When's the last time you set the hook?
June 18th.
June 18th. That is a long time, you guys. So you guys send Dane some love and some well
How are you still
wishes.
smiling?
I don't know how he is either. I really don't.
I mean, honestly, dude, I don't know how you do it.
Dude, it's
I go nuts.
I would never
Oh,
wish
I'm-
that on anybody.
I'm past that point.
I would lose my mind. Me and you are gonna go fishing soon too. As soon as they get you squared away.
Yeah.
We'll go to Altoona or probably maybe Lanier. I don't know. We're gonna go one of them. And he chose not to sit in the camera, but of course, friend of the show, friend of ours, friend of everybody here in North Georgia on the Lake Lanier scene, Lost Mountain Bassmaster, champion.
There was a belt
There-
which you should have worn.
You know, I had that belt for a week. We had back-to-back weekends on tournaments, and I literally had that belt for a week.
Hmm.
I sucked on Wedowee. I had a tough one. I flew in from upstate New York,
Mhm.
landed, got home around 11:30 that night. I was up at 2 and had to drive out to Wedowee.
I made for a long day.
Oh man, it was a long day. I love that lake.
Long
It's
day.
always a love relationship with that, even when she's stingy.
Yeah.
So-
Well, hey, I mean, it's just that's fishing.
Yeah.
Fishing is an unknown thing,
Yep.
and I think it's one of the reasons that makes us always want to go for the next trip anyway.
Mhm.
That's one of the things that we can all agree on. So,
Some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield when it comes to fishing.
but Mr. Sal Pinto is here. He was here last year for this episode as well at the end of New Year's. This is where Yum Yum came from, by the way. It was this one.
That was the last time.
No, I
That
thought
was
that was
last
this one. No, I'm
No?
pretty sure it was this one.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it was the
Wow.
New Year's. It was Yum
Yeah,
Yum.
I thought Yum Yum.
We talked about
Because that was James Collins. He was here for Yum Yum.
we talked. Oh, well, maybe it was. I don't know. I thought it was this one though.
All right,
But maybe it
James, sound
wasn't.
off.
Still
Maybe it
hilarious.
wasn't. Maybe it wasn't.
Still
Maybe-
hilarious.
I may be stretching the truth here. I don't know, but who knows? So
Either way, we all remember what Yum Yum is.
yes, we will. We
All I know
all.
is
We,
hand with some left upstairs on the damn down.
yeah. No, it is not. Said James. So okay. So James will set the record straight for us. So, but I appreciate Dane coming. I appreciate Sal coming. It's always a pleasure to have them
There's the
here.
man himself.
What's up, guys? Heard y'all were talking smack about me. We weren't talking smack. We were just congratulating you on your 35-pound striper that you caught. That's all we were doing.
Giving credit.
Giving credit where credit
That's
is due,
right.
Wyatt. That is 100% true.
That
It
is
don't happen.
huge.
It don't happen. Yeah.
Got to get through the ice.
Yeah.
Right
the-
now you do.
The biggest striper that I ever caught's like 24 pounds, and I caught it on top water. And I thought Sasquatch threw down rock in the lake when it did. I was like, what the hell is that? I don't know what that is, but it's strip and drag. It was fun.
Well, you
It
know, what's always fun about hooking up with a striper when I'm bass fishing is I don't want to break it off. I know it's not a bass,
Yeah.
but I just want to see what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, how big it is. I
So
mean,
you end up in a 10, 15-minute fight in the middle of a tournament because you want to see what it is.
I just want my plug back.
yeah,
That too.
I just want my plug back.
Yeah, that too.
With how expensive they get. Damn right, I want the plug back.
Yeah, exactly. And Paul is fixing to step around right here. He's going to leave us on this wide shot, and he's going to be bringing the mouse around, and he's going to be pulling up comments and stuff that we can see. So that way you guys can see all of us tonight in our glory and our fame. Paul's going to sit down with us. He's going to chat with us. We're going to talk about some stuff. Talk about our resolutions. Talk about our year
Things
in review
too, maybe.
for 2022 and coming forward to 2023. So let's start out with our resolutions that we had made last year. I think all of us made resolutions. I'm going to start because I crushed New Year's resolutions fishing wise. I got more spinning rods in my boat. I fished with a spinning rod more this year than I ever have in my life. And, I did buy live scope.
Well, on the spinning rod, so the December trip where you taught me might have taught you a little something.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I'll give.
There's a place in the boat for the fairy wand.
Exactly.
So was that a New Year's resolution for you to get live scope?
No, I think he was still against live scope.
I was still
Yeah.
against live scope at the time, but see, I made an extra leap and a bound by getting live
I
scope.
agree.
My main resolution that I made last year, and you can go back and you can watch it because I went back and I watched it the other day talking about this. I said, I'm going to learn to fish with spinning rods and spinning tackle more this coming up year, and I have done it. I probably weighed in more limits this year in tournaments on spinning rod than I did anything else. That's no joke. It is no joke.
It's got its place.
It does.
It's got its time.
It does. I fell in love with a shaky head.
But a good shaky head bite's nice though. It's a lot like a jig bite. You just get the thump, and that's him.
Yeah, well, yeah. Or
It swims away.
damn, my line's swimming.
He's taking it. Get it. He's taking it. He's taking it. He's taking it.
Yeah.
He's-
I don't do
Is my
that.
line moving? Is it moving?
I don't do
Is
that.
there current out in the middle of this lake?
I don't do that. That fantastic FX rod and Revo spinning reel that I have with braided line is just phenomenal.
Get it.
Danny don't know. Danny don't even. Damn thing swim down the bank. Danny don't even know. He's like, oh, it's over the hook.
It's over there now.
It's over there. Set the hook. Set the hook, and it's a 458 or whatever it is. Biggest spot he's ever caught. And I'm like, and he's over here fighting the fish, and he's got like 6 feet of line hanging out because he just starts cranking the thing. I'm like, don't. He's like about to break that sucker off.
Did you boat flip him too?
No, I put him in the net. You can go back and watch the video. Go back and watch the video from May, I believe is when it was.
Poor old Danny's
on the
not
line.
going to live that one day.
No, there's a lot of things that Danny's not going to be able to live now. That's for sure. So, especially breaking rods.
I
Guys,
saw that. I
rod
was at
breaking
work and I
film.
literally turned the show on for like 5 minutes. Yeah, I was not doing a thing, and there it goes.
You picked the right 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely very entertaining. I felt bad for him. I mean, but I'm sure he's got a hook up on fishing rods.
He might.
That's a good possibility.
It's possible.
But fair to Danny, I think we've all slapped the trolling motor or the center console. Or
Absolutely.
Yup.
Absolutely.
T-tops.
I have.
T-tops.
I've broken a few rods in my life, but I haven't broke one the way Danny broke one.
I keep Jim Fitz busy.
Yeah,
I keep Jim Fitz busy.
that's okay. That's a good. Thing.
That's iRod.
No, that's
Mm-mm.
that's a gentleman that repairs fishing rods for Hammonds. Well, not for Hammonds, but that's where you drop them off. He picks them up, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I might need to get that contact info. I got
George
something
says, what about slapping his boater in the back?
Yeah. Ned rigs in the middle of the back don't feel good. They feel like wasps. There's really no other way to describe that. There's no other way of describing that. So,
I took a vixen to the back of the head one time.
ooh,
Yeah.
Did you get a hook? Did you get hooks in your head?
No hooks, but blood.
Ah,
A little
I
bit of
bet.
blood.
So that's a
Yeah.
big bait. Like,
Yeah.
Big bass.
Yeah.
That a vixen weighs like 3/4 of an ounce.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
dropped me
Better
to
play
my
around.
knees. Hat came off my head.
Was
The hat saved you.
Was it an original Vixen?
I think so. I mean, I don't know, when did the Vixen not become original?
Well, they had to remake them.
Did they? It's probably 5 years old. Maybe not.
Somebody with more knowledge of that can answer that question. That's all I can say. I know there's a fake Vixen, and they're not really fake. They're not the original.
There was yeah. I remember when, was it 7-8 years ago?
Yeah.
They became a thing in a big way.
Yeah. And then you start seeing them on eBay like 4 years ago. $200. And it was like, God almighty. It was like, who the hell wants to buy that? I don't know.
You guys don't pay $200 for lures, do you?
No.
I mean, I got a couple sweet baits.
All right.
Well, that's not 200 though.
They are now.
Yeah, might
They're
as well be.
$209 now.
Really?
Mhm.
I didn't pay 200.
Listen, I don't know. I know they work, and nothing against the bait, nothing against the person that makes those baits, but man, that is just something I'm not willing to lose.
Yeah. Hey,
If I
you
can
get
figure
that
out-
striper, you damn well better put him in the boat.
Yeah.
If I could figure out how to make it float about a foot off top of the water in case my line breaks or something,
Yeah, it's
maybe.
Right.
But
You know what works well with Vixens?
dynamite.
Nope. Front runners.
Front runners. Oh,
Front runners work great with Vixens. Something about
Little-
that thing just
a
chasing.
little Henry Cowan teaser rig.
Maybe. Oh,
Yeah.
God, I can't wait to try that.
Right.
I'm like, I've already been looking at some fly rods. You know, I'm gonna be throwing one just to see what I can do. I have a $500 Roman made mother, but to be fair,
To be
That does not
fair.
surprise me.
You know, it's
I-
funny. Like usually, you don't save money on the swim bait secondary market. Like usually, it's like sweet bait, it just goes up.
Yeah.
Like the scarcity is real.
Well, I'll be honest. I decided, okay, I'm going to go buy me a sweet bait. They were $169. So I get in, drive down to dugout, walk in, and hey, Mike, see you got some sweet baits in. Yeah, just let you know they went up. They're $209 now. I said, never mind, Mike.
That's-
Never mind.
it's a lot. I got two of them. I have the full size and I have the bite size herring, and I like the bite size better than the full size. The bite size, I don't know.
Can you throw it on a 100-pound braid?
I don't throw it on a bait. I throw it on 20-pound fluorocarbon.
Yeah, that's it.
He's saying just in case, you know,
Well,
you're protecting them.
I haven't had a striper eat one yet. When I've gotten the few times that I've got bid on a sweet bait, it's been a Grande Magnum spot.
Okay,
You know, 4.5 plus.
earning the money.
Yeah.
Earning
You
the
get
money.
a bid on it, it's like no doubt. It's like tell your partner get the net, get the net. There's like no doubt, no
That's
doubt
awesome.
at all. So that's my resolutions.
So
I finished mine up.
y'all, Alatuna guys, you got anything for this
Yeah.
comment? A good true running old Rebel Humpy is worth $1 million at times on Alatuna.
Yeah, what do y'all know about that?
We got some vintage Rebel in the boat, Dane.
I don't have any of them, but years ago, I would have tend to agree with that. Some of the old rebels.
Okay. So let's moving on. We'll go from this way. We'll go this way, I guess. What about your resolution?
All right, my resolution was to get out of my comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
quit fishing the past.
Something we talked about recently.
Yep, and I did that pretty much. Quit kind of drawing a opinion of this is where I'm going to go and this is what I'm going to do,
Mm-hmm.
and getting to the lake, looking at the conditions,
Mm-hmm.
and then making my game plan
Mm-hmm.
versus having that preconceived. This worked last year at this place about this water temperature, and I started out the year really, really well. Another thing was learn Lanier better than what I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one I fished over there, I had 16.5 pounds. So
Mm-hmm.
I was well on my way of learning it a whole lot better. And then, you know, we all know what happened, but I did a pretty good job of getting out of my comfort zone fishing conditions and not the past.
There you go.
It's hard not fishing the past.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
I mean, do you guys feel like when you catch a big fish in a spot, do you feel like that's just a spot you want to go back to? Like,
Yeah.
because,
Mhm.
I mean, the history. I mean, that is
Yeah.
the history and fishing the history. But
Even though you caught that fish, threw him in the live well, and took him 12 miles down the lake to
I know.
But
weigh
if it
him.
was good enough for one big fish, though, it should
Yeah.
be good enough for another one.
well, that's where I think.
That's a
you
good
know?
point. That is a good point.
But-
There's some things just seem to, some places I think we'll all agree on this. Some places on any given lake just hold big fish better.
Mhm.
They typically, that's just where they reside.
Mhm.
I think we can all
Residents.
all
Yeah.
agree on that.
Oh yeah, and there's certain areas that hold fish better.
Yeah.
Than other.
Well, it's
parts
like
of the lake.
we would say on a big lake, especially Lake Lanier, there's certain areas that grow bigger fish.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They just have better access to food.
Steve said it right there. He said expectations will get your feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I got Sugar Hill nuts.
Yeah, that's right. what
Fix
is
my feelings right up.
what is George's? George has a New Year's resolution there. He says, New Year's resolution, I want to start fishing and catching with big 12-inch plus swim baits. Big baits is my goal.
Ambitious.
As in, that is very ambitious.
Yeah.
So you might not get a whole lot of bites, but when you
When
do,
you
it's
do,
gonna be a good one.
You may.
You never know, man. I've caught some small fish on my big baits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're
They
like,
they don't have a mirror. And they can be very ambitious.
yeah, that's very true. I don't think fish kind of realize exactly how big or small they are. I don't think they do.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Because I've seen some chase glide. I've had some chase down my glide baits. Like,
What is that?
what are you gonna do with that? It's like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? I don't understand why. Why are you even interested? It's the same size as you.
Or you
Slap
catch
at it.
a brim on a DD22.
Or you do like my partner
Yup.
Bronson Cox did, and you catch a brim on a 40-gram OG.
Nice.
I got the picture to prove it. He said, man, I missed one, but there's something weird. And he started reeling it in. He had it on braid. He's reeling it in. He goes, oh my God. He sat on the back of my boat, and I was like, that's a warmouth. And he's like, hell yeah. That's all he can say.
How does it even get a hook in its? I mean,
I have the picture of it. It
Shoot-
swatted at it. I have a picture
Shoot
of
its
it.
way around the barb.
I saw
That's
somebody
incredible.
post a picture the other day of some kind of swim bait.
Mm-hmm.
And I kid you not, the bass, little old bitty sucker. It was
Okay.
3 inches long.
Look, there it is right there.
that's amazing. That
That is it right there.
That is incredible.
That's a 40-gram OG, and that's a massive warmouth is what bit that thing.
That's
So,
funny.
let's see here. So we got a bunch of comments coming on every year, every time. Yes, sir. From James. However, it keeps proving how conditions change.
Mhm.
LJ, you didn't miss much. We're really just starting to get fired up here. Caught some good ones today in a ditch on the Demiki. Kurt Wehunt said, I've caught some big ones with my little bait. Okay, Kurt, whatever that means.
So is Steve.
Yeah, exactly. Jeremiah has a New Year's resolution for himself. He said, as he continue knocking out bucket list fish, I've nearly caught all the numbers and size I could want with the local fish. I mean, this.
Dude can catch.
Shoot for the grass,
Yeah.
shoot for the slam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
I think Jeremiah should try the slam. I think you could very well
That's
do
not
it.
that hard.
Well, I mean, you did it.
It would, like I said.
You know who hasn't done it? Me.
I haven't either.
I don't. Have you done it, Sal?
Nope.
I don't know, right? See,
Nope.
it's like it's not. It's not.
I didn't
like
even
it's-
know about it until
if-
last year when we were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you really commit to it, it's a lot of fun. Just because you got to travel a little bit to make it
Well, you
happen.
caught one down the Mulgi.
I mean, I think I submitted a Raven fish, a Notley, or not a Notley, Okmulgee, a Lanier, a Flint, and a Hooch. So it was five fish, 5 different fisheries. and 4 of them were good quality fish. Actually, one of them was the Etowah. I got a red eye on the Etowah. That's the only one I've ever caught in my life.
And it was a good size one too,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
was like 11, 12 inches.
Yeah, but that's good
For a red eye, that's
for
a
red
real
eye.
big one.
That's good.
That's a good red eye.
That's good. My New Year's resolution from LJ is to get a picture of Ryan in a Speedo, tank top, cowboy boots, and a visor. I mean, we
Wow.
might, we might can make that happen. And,
He is
just watch what you wish for.
Stay tuned for that big announcement on the Patreon.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be a Patreon exclusive picture. I don't know.
That'll be on the OnlyFans.
I think LJ needs to work on the shape of those pizzas he made.
Mhm.
What shape were those?
They
Heart
were
shaped?
oblong.
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 Well,
They look good. They
So
look
LJ
good. I will
did
give
miss
him
us
that.
talking about Sal's sausage roll he brought.
Yeah, you missed
Italian
an
sausage
L's.
Oh, it was so good.
God almighty. Is there still any left?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
there's like
Dude, I'm so
ready. Grab life. They say grab life by the nads. Grab that thing by the sausage ball. Be ready for it. So
LJ said he'd pay for that.
okay. All right. We might figure something out. You need to get Corey to quit jumping on blocks and weights and clapping behind his back.
Yeah, he gonna find him out in
He's
a
gonna-
shop with a head injury.
he's gonna mess up one day, LJ, and then you're gonna be out like, Corey, what the heck, dude? So we got a Twitch. We got a
whoa.
Twitch guys. Hey, what's up, G? Diggs.
Not much, man. How you doing?
What's happening, dude? Appreciate you commenting. Appreciate you watching.
Dude, that might be our first Twitch
That
commenter
might
ever.
be. You might be our first Twitch comment. Seriously,
Heck
we've been
yeah.
broadcasting on Twitch for
A couple months. Now, at least.
and I don't even know how many Twitch subscribers we have. So, LJ said those are called WTF pizzas. It's pretty good. So he says it's pretty good.
Corey, you're gonna need.
He's going to do
Well,
something
after he fights Drago, like when's the?
Mhm.
He's doing the Rocky routine. When's he
Yeah.
fight Ivan Drago?
I want to see Corey like you remember in Rocky 4 when he was lifting everybody up in the car
In the
car.
wheelbarrow? Yeah.
He was like, he was like, I want to see like Earl and LJ and Lynn and maybe Jeff Nail. And go, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta
I'm a bait maker. It's what I do. I can't change.
Yeah. We gotta get
Are we gonna get video of him running up to the top of like Sawney Mountain?
Yes.
Swimmers!
LJ's probably rolling in the floor laughing right now because he's like, Corey, you gotta come here. You gotta come see. Listen to what they want you to do. Yeah. Dude, I'd come get in the car for him to do that on video. And he just have to go, how you doing? Push me up in the wheelbarrow. I'm like,
Nah, dude, I think you gotta have Earl do the audio and just sync that up with Corey, like dub it over.
First time.
There's a
the
win.
first time I hear him yelling, Adrian, I'm going to go and I'm going to cut him off my wheel.
Wow,
Adrian.
that's a tough room.
He starts yelling Adrian and Lily and Amy and all them are like looking at him like, that's not our name. That's not our name. What are you doing?
Oh my!
So we'll come back though and we'll make our new resolutions. So we can keep on going with this. Sal, what were your resolutions that you made for 2022? And did you kill them? Or
You
did
want to know
fail?
something? 2 out of the 3, I believe I killed.
Okay, so what were the 2 out of 3?
First off, I wanted to be a better pop to my grandchildren.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So that was the first one. And he's watching right now, and I just want to let him know, Noah, I got it on.
There you go.
So, which will bring me to one of my other resolutions where I felt like I just needed to work on my faith, and that's one that I probably didn't do good enough. But for Christmas, Noah, my grandson, went to school with $20 and bought people gifts. And he got me a little tape measure, keychain tape measure, so I can measure the fish in a boat.
Check.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he got me this little friendship bracelet with a little cross on it. So
There you
now
Your little-
he is helping me with
Reminder.
Yeah.
with the continuation of my New Year's resolution.
Well, we want to give a special shout out to Noah. Noah,
I have a
you're
question.
good dude.
How often are you cooking for him?
Yeah.
You know,
That's
Because I mean, if you're keeping like the sausage rolls and whatnot coming, you're the best grandpa ever. Like,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
the kid will be 450 pounds by the end of this year.
he loves sausage. He loves sausage, and
God, that was good.
you know, we had I made 4 of them this weekend. 2
Could
for
be.
Christmas Eve and then 2 for Christmas Day. You know, had family coming in and out, so we wanted to make sure we had a hot, fresh one for them every time they showed up.
nice.
So,
So you know, you beef them up. Next thing you know, the Kirby copter's coming in from Athens. He's got that scholarship offer. He's getting them set. He's getting them set for
that's
life.
right. That's right.
We need you.
And then,
we need you on this team for success. That's what Kirby talked. Listen, we're not playing very well. We're up 21 points, but we're not playing very well. We're not playing good defense. I can't wait to hear that this Saturday. We're just not playing physical enough. We're leading. I mean, we're leading, but it's like 21-3 Georgia at the halftime against Ohio State. We're just not playing very well. What do you want, Kirby? What do you want?
Keep him hungry.
That's right.
He wants another chip, is what he wants.
Yeah,
He's trying to launch a boat.
My money's that he's gonna get back to back. He's gonna get another one. So
I just want to know how much the get back coach makes. Because you know by the end of the night, his
hell.
arms are just jello.
Oh, for pulling
The
them
give
back.
back
pulling
on
him back in the
that
side.
you remember?
I bet that's a happening position to have, though.
You
Yeah.
remember? You remember when in the first SEC championship game they went to, and DeAndre Swift broke that run against Auburn, and they show the camera of DeAndre Swift like busting it down the sideline and out of the
Kirby's running parallel.
DeAndre's moving, and here comes Kirby. He's like caught up to him. He was defensive back days. He almost caught up to him. He was like, hold on, Kirby, you're like 50 years old, dude. You need to chill.
Not as good as he once was,
Gonna blow a
but
hammy.
as good once.
blow one out. So
Blow a
yeah.
hammy.
LJ said he has his resolution is to get all of us on the Hummingbird team.
So,
Write that down.
So LJ, when are you running the 50% off
Yeah,
sale?
when you're running the 50% off, so yeah. Yeah, let me know, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Ron Swinford said, I got better with the drop shot this year. That was one of those things that I really needed to do. I didn't get an 8+ largemouth this year, though, and I didn't catch a 4-pound spot either. Well, you need to go fish Lanier a little bit more.
Say, over where
Catch a
he,
4-pound
over where he
spot.
is, I mean, he could get one out of the Coosa.
Yeah, he'd get one
there's
out of
some,
the Coosa.
There's some tanks.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
I'm
Coosa.
sure there's some
big
swimming
ones
around in
being caught at
Wise.
Alatoona too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's one swimming around in Wise.
That's Murph.
too.
There's plenty of big spots in Wise.
Yeah.
So you like Wise?
Oh, I hate Wise.
Oh, you hate Wise.
I
Okay.
hate Wise.
Sorry
But
for assuming.
I tell you, I know there's no love in that lake. But you know, our club always fishes that lake when it is 98 degrees out. They say it's better when it's hotter. I totally disagree.
You might have to go back and watch our episode with Ron Swinford then.
Mhm.
Really, what?
See, I do better on
Yeah.
Wise when there's a little bit of current.
There was
If they're
Tropicana
If they're not
surf.
moving water,
Yeah.
I stink on that lake.
Yeah,
If
you
they're
need to
moving.
go back. Not the very last one where we had Ron on. If you want to learn some, Ron dropped some serious
Really?
knowledge on Wise.
Sorry, I missed
He
that
was
one,
here.
but-
Yeah, you need to go back and watch it.
Okay.
You really need to
Tropicana
go
was
back and
served.
watch it.
It was the real juice.
James says twice a dang year.
Do what now?
Yeah.
I guess their club fishes it twice a year.
Oh
We've got folks that love the lake.
When do y'all go to it?
You know, it's usually what did we do last year. I think we did July or August last year. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's always Neely, Henry, and Wise in July and August for the most part. You know,
Love
and
Neely
I'm
Henry. Love.
so do I, man. It's you can do anything you want in Neely Henry. Like, you know, if you want to stay in the river and fish the river, fish grass, fish blowdowns, you can go down lake and fish roadbeds and rock. And I mean, it doesn't matter. That's
I
such
guess
a great
that's
lake.
and I guess that's the reason why, because Ron, the Weissmaster, said it is the best hot water lake in the area.
Okay.
So when you guys go in July and August, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Fish is
Yeah, I
better.
guess so.
I know what I do in July and August. So I just told horny toad like all day. Not
You
doing
know,
anything else.
It's one of those lakes where if you don't know it, it can be a little nerve wracking. you know, and I want to go upriver when it's hot. I want to go fish that river. And once you get above that causeway bridge, I know you just got to stay in the channel. It's no big deal, but you know, it does get a little shaky, a little hairy up
So
there.
that's mostly where I fish, is north of the causeway.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it's a cool lake, but I don't know. I just don't have that luck there. It's hard to follow. And brings me to my third resolution, following my gut, right?
Yeah.
I have a hard time following my gut on that lake just because I just don't trust where I'm running.
Just on that lake?
Um,
Or in general?
that one's got a good.
Well, I
grasp
will
on
say
it.
this: if you follow the wise, I forget what they call it. There's a group over there that has really worked hard, probably the last year, adding channel markers that were missing, getting them put up, as well as getting those channel markers with lights on them for nighttime running.
Yeah, for the crappie guys or
No, it's I forget what it's called. They're on Facebook and I follow them, but they've
I'm sure they have
added-
an association
Yeah,
or
it's some
river
kind of
keeper or just kind of something
but
similar.
they've added hundreds of fish attractors to the lake, you know, replaced poles, signs that have been shot, putting the channel markers and all that stuff back out.
Signs
The
that have been
lights.
shot.
Signs that have been
well,
shot.
below the causeway, you're usually pretty good. You know, it's just
That's how
once
you know
go
you're in the
above
south
that.
right there.
Yeah, they've added
But that's
bunch
a
of-
problem.
Okay, all right, that's encouraging.
Um,
It still doesn't make me want to go fish there, but it's very.
But
encouraging. At
even
least
when you stay in the channel over there, you've still got to watch because there will trees,
Yeah.
you know, wash into the channel over there.
So
James said the best thing about Weiss is the cold beer.
Justin,
After we're
Oh,
done,
man.
Justin said, "Take me, Sal." Good to see you, Justin Butler.
I ran into him on the way over here getting your smart water.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
that.
welcome.
Why
You're
don't you
welcome.
Why don't you go ahead and bring him on over?
Well, he was with his fiance,
We have extra chair.
and they were going to dinner.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. All
Yep,
right.
Do,
Make
do
you
it
Looks
plans.
like dinner didn't last that long.
Well, knowing him, he's watching on his phone in the restaurant.
Oh. That's a no.
way to get brownie points for the fiance.
There you go. Red 104 says hitting Lanier tomorrow. Any tips? You fished today.
I fished yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
You were
Yes,
a
sir.
little late
For-
on your
for
Facebook
2 hours,
post.
2 hours, 2.5 hours. something
What
like
did you
that.
see in 2 hours? Throw out some little bit of knowledge there for so he can have some success.
Well, I mean, I didn't fish anything shallower than 25 feet.
Okay.
I found a little where I caught that 418 yesterday. It was off the end of a dock,
Mm-hmm.
and the fish was suspended under the dock. And I skipped well, I didn't even skip it. I just threw it to the back of the pontoon because that's where that trash pile was, and that fish came right out on live scope. Just went right down. I don't know if there was another fish in that junk, but my bait was just falling right in the middle of it, and I felt my line. It's one of those situations where you feel your line go limp, but your rod almost got lighter in your hand too, and that's all the bite was. But it was
That's good.
it was a little finesse jig that I used.
A little spotty.
Yep,
Go
a
ahead
little
and say
spotty. Well, listen, I want to respect True Grit, man. You guys make some great jigs. So ditches. Found a lot of bait deep, like deep.
Okay.
You know, and I was going to throw the A rig, and then I got lazy because I didn't want to throw an A rig. I wanted to, just try different stuff.
Well, and as you learned earlier, the underspin was working.
Yep.
Underspin.
Yeah.
Underspin is definitely the underspin
Tis-
will
tis
be
the
a
season.
staple through about March.
The underspin's got to be about a year-round lure on the lake.
Yeah,
now.
it is, but where the
This is
consistent bite-
prime time.
Yeah, this is the prime. Like you go pick it up and throw it. Like give it an hour, you're going to find a bite. This time of year, compared to the summertime, where you may have to really hunt for the right bite. But this time of year, you can just pick a ditch that's going in the mouth of a creek or something like that, and throw that thing out there as far as you can. Let it go all the way down, slow, roll it back. Typically, they'll bite on the first cast. Typically,
Okay.
would you agree with that?
I mean, I don't throw an underspin very often. I know that sounds stupid. First of all, I haven't been out on the water very much.
You neither.
I really haven't been on the water very much, but I am going tomorrow. And I
Stay tuned for the crankbait bite. If there's a crankbait bite to be had Sunday, me and Farmer will find it. Who goes crank?
Oh yeah.
I put that boat in the crankbait.
Well, I know he ain't watching tonight. He's having family time tonight. So
Yes, he's in Dollywood.
yep. Looking,
Oh,
nice.
looking at the
nice.
Christmas lights.
Yeah. So yeah, Justin, anyone been on a good crankbait bite? I don't know. We're gonna go hunt it. I'm gonna go hunt some of it Sunday. Sunday should be the day.
Sunday.
Sunday going fishing in the Hemi Paradise Ram.
You think the warm up is going to make it better? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my game, dude.
Yeah.
That's my game. Shallow. I know everybody gets sick and tired of seeing me do it too on live, but this past Tuesday, I fished in 45 feet of water. I fished in 10 feet of water. I fished in the main lake. I fished in creeks. I fished right off the main lake. I fished bluff walls. It just wasn't happening for me. It was just one of them days for me on Tuesday where it just was not happening this past Tuesday on the Near.
You fishing mid lake or low lake?
Which
low end?
Oh, dude, I won't talk about it. Dude, I went all the way up Thompson Creek at one point.
Nice.
We put in a Bayless.
Okay.
Covered some territory.
Covered some territory.
Yeah.
I told Danny, he was like, I said, sit down. And he said, what? I said, sit down. He said, well, okay. I said, get the phone up. He said, well, then I said, we're moving. I was pissed. I was very mad. I was like, I just want to go find a limit. I had my opportunities Tuesday. I caught one. Danny caught one. I broke one off. I had another one just like bite, and for some reason I went nah, and like watched my line and went like picked it up like this and went, and I was like, oh look, and it goes. I was like, damn. It's like I should have caught that fish, but I was literally just picked my line up. My braid goes, and it goes, but I was like, oh my God.
I find myself doing that too when I don't get on the water very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes Panoptics, what you see on it will.
These are not Panoptics fish. I didn't even have the sucker pointed at them. This was a deep bank going right up the side of a ditch.
I think that's true though. You get speculative when you haven't been out there a lot. You're like, oh, that was him.
That is a good point.
Like,
Put a little tension on it, feel them spit it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I do that a lot with a jig. Like I'll lift and I'm like, what were you gonna do if that was a fish guy? Like, bitch about missing him. Like, you got to swing if you're gonna swing.
I do that at least once a trip, and I always remember my Uncle Alvin saying, "Hook sets are free.
Hook
sets
are free.
Yeah.
Hook sets are free."
And then what do you say when you set the hook?
Hold them, Hook.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Ron said I should have stayed in Bayless at new. I hate Bayless Creek. It's overfished. Completely overfished. So is Flat Creek. It's like I don't like to fish, like personally. Like I don't like to fish in crowds. I try to find some green water. I try to find as much green water as I can when I fish.
One of my funniest Lanier stories was in Flat Creek. Had old Justin Timmy in the boat, and I said, "Hey, we're gonna pull up here." And I told him, I said, "There's a big one laying up there by that tree." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." So we ease in there, and I throw in there, and I see her move. Well, she comes across the tree toward the back of the boat because he's in the back of the boat. He sees her, and I thought he was going to jump out the back of the boat, try to catch her.
Jeez.
She was well over 10.
Oh,
Yeah. That's a Lanier stud.
Yeah.
I'd go in after one that size too.
He was like, "Oh," he couldn't even talk. Like,
Just blubbering.
You're going to have to repeat that in English, okay?
Bass. Bass right there.
I said, I guess you saw her as she swam by. He said, Justin, calm down. We had fun that day.
Kurt Williams said, y'all just leave them creepy crawler fish to me. I'll have 2 rods with a 1/2 and 3/8 ounce tied on all winter. Have you creepy crawler and drag it around. You know what creepy crawler is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what a creepy crawler is?
Is that the Zoom bait?
Nope.
I don't know.
You don't know what a
So
creepy
you
crawler
can
is.
enlighten me.
Creepy crawler is just a jig head with a brush guard that don't have a skirt on it, and you put a skirt on it like a Yamamoto mini skirt
Sure.
that they do not make anymore, and a double tail grub.
Or
So could you use
the
hula
hula
grub?
grub?
Hula grub?
Hula grub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the hula grub. That's my
Yeah.
creepy crawler.
That's pretty much a creepy crawler. So caught a lot of fish on that dang thing.
Well,
That was
That's-
that was the micro jig before the micro jig. was a micro
until
jig.
Kurt just outed it. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
If I'm on Lanier, I got one laying on the deck.
yeah. A lot of folks don't even know what that is. They really don't. There's a lot of people who don't even know what that is.
Well, there's about 37 that do now.
there's about 37 that do that. Look at that thing go! Wow, that's just ridiculous. Josh's emails being ridiculous. I saw one like that on Chick a few years ago from Ron. Blackheart. Good Lord, what does that mean? Kurt, enunciating on us. I saw one like that on Chick a few years ago. The thing was easily 15 pounds. I lost the ability to speak for a second.
I still give JT fits about that every once in a while. That was fun.
Yeah.
Just how often do you really get to see a 10-pound fish swimming? And it ain't real often.
Not real often.
Not very often at all.
It's cool though.
Unfortunately.
I've only stuck 3 in my life over 10.
And that fish stayed there for a while, and I never could get it to bite. No, I threw everything under the sun at that fish, except a stick of dynamite.
You know?
So did a bunch of
That
other
was-
people probably.
Yeah.
That fish was called educated.
Very much.
That's very much what it was. So moving along, I think we're going pretty good here. Paul, what were your 2022
Oh.
New Year's resolutions and how did you fare?
I aimed high, and I achieved one of them.
Okay, what was that?
I got the Georgia Bass Slam.
Okay.
that
Yeah.
Bravo,
was-
sir. Bravo. Well done. Well done. There's
Golf
a lot of travel to
Golf
do
clap.
that.
Golf clap.
There's a lot of travel if you want to. You can do it close to home too, though. Especially in, like North Georgia. The hooch and the Chestatee and the Etowah are about all you need.
Okay.
If you just want one. But I like to get around. The Flint, the South, the fall line fisheries are just ridiculous. The Okmulgee and the Flint both for shoal bass, and the Okmulgee is the big spot hybrids as well, and they're both just silly fisheries. Places, the kind of place you can go, and we're gonna catch 50 today. We just feel like 50 is a good number, and you can just annihilate them. It's also like skinny water. You get to wade. You get to see them some of the time. You get like sight fishing.
Mm-hmm.
In the warm months, topwater bite's usually pretty good. It's just fun to do, and it's gorgeous down there. The Flint especially, like you get the fields of the water lilies blooming, and you just get in those big shoal complexes, and it's just white flowers and ospreys circling and bald eagles, and it's just it's like nothing else.
Kodak
America.
moment.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, no, it is like nothing else. That was the one I did, and then I also said public water brown trout over 20 inches. That hasn't happened yet, but we're going Saturday, and I think Saturday is going to be a good day to have a shot at one. I wanted public water striper over 20. I think the biggest striper I caught this year was probably 12 or 13
Pounds or inches?
pounds.
Good fish.
Carters.
Dude, there's some
Honestly, I've never been
giants in Carters. I caught them when I didn't even know what I was doing. I was flatlining rainbow trout. And we're going back the first time I lived in Georgia. And I caught one that was 48 inches long. 48
That's a
inches
slug,
long.
dude.
It's a slug.
We were fishing
So I mean,
tournament on Carters.
That's
And-
4 foot.
Dude, I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah, no, that's 4 feet.
I promise you, I'm not even exaggerating. I had an 18-inch ruler. Well, I'll make sure I do my math correctly. But I went over 3 times.
Yeah.
over 3 times. And, you know, it was just, I didn't know what to do with the damn thing. Oops, sorry. Other than I didn't have a cell phone. Let's put it this way. There wasn't cell phones with cameras on them when I caught this thing by myself. Never been there before. And the fishing gods shined on me one time.
It's like that sometimes.
Our ABA on Carter's first part of the year, I pull up on a blowdown, flip a jig in, it says thump, start swimming off, and I thump, set the hook. It's like zzz, zzz, zzz. Yeah, I know what this is.
On a jig though.
On a jig, out of a tree, out of a blowdown.
They do. I actually saw a post on Instagram earlier this week, a bait maker up in the northeast, and he had one that they'd gutted out, and it was full of lobsters.
Why not?
They pulled like 8 lobsters out of it.
Oh, why not?
I mean, food's food. It's just a big crawfish.
Yeah, that one was over 20.
Man, I get a hankering
Yeah.
for Japanese every now and again. So why not stripers?
Yeah.
Cajun.
But I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Out of a blowdown. I think that's the
Well,
first
yeah,
striper
blowdown
I've
was
ever caught
floating
out of a
60 foot
blowdown.
water.
Yeah, it might have been.
Probably what it was, too. Your boat was in 90.
Yeah, your boat was 90. The blowdown was floating.
Dane's like, let me flip a jig, and by the time it pendulums back to the boat, it's like nothing's bit. There ain't nothing gonna bite.
Yeah, Carter's is a different creature.
It is a different creature.
I need to get up there next year. I've never been up there.
It's a beautiful lake.
Yeah.
It's-
The undeveloped lakes are always,
Yeah.
there's something about that, especially after being on Lanier a lot. Like you go there, you go somewhere like Hiwassee. Notley doesn't have so many docks.
Well,
It's different.
Carter's, the wildlife you see, the
Yeah.
eagles, the bears,
the pigs.
Yeah, we saw pigs that morning.
Pigs. Driving up there, and my phone starts ringing, and it's Dane, and he said, Justin wanted me to tell you that watch out. And I said, watch out for what? He said, there's like a herd of pigs in the middle of the road.
Like, what?
Oh.
And he's like, really? And I guess y'all didn't see any, and we were standing there about to lunch, and they go running across the hillside.
Yeah, you hear them. I was like, oh. It was like, everybody get in the boat.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, they was. And Mama with them too. Let's see here. Timothy Logan said fishing tournament at Little Hall Sunday. I'm gonna leave that up to Farmer on whether or not he wants to do that or not.
Is that Scott's?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna leave it up to Farmer. Are you fishing?
I am on call.
Call wife.
Oh man.
Duty call.
It do be that way.
Yeah. So
Let's see. It's Justin said tough lake for me. Completely different from any other mountain lake in my opinion. Carter's certainly.
Amen.
Certainly.
Amen.
Yeah.
It is a different
its own
monster.
animal.
It's a
And
different
it
monster.
depends on, are they pulling water? Are they pushing
They're
water?
Pushing water.
It's,
Yeah.
You go up there on Tuesday, Wednesday, and absolutely slay them, show up on Saturday and can't buy a fish, can't find a fish. It's we call it the humbling lake.
Humbling lake.
do you know anybody that fishes the lower pool for walleyes?
Mm-mm.
No. I heard they're in there pretty good.
No,
That's the upper lake, is I think where they come out of.
they catch some, but last year, Bob Allen
Mhm.
up at Chattooga caught a nice, probably 7-8 pound walleye up there at Chattooga. It was a nice one.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah.
If you want to catch one, Blue Ridge has got a pretty good,
Fishable
accessible population of them. Yeah.
That's as Kurt said, I got a 25-pound strap black and blue jig in a night tournament with Scott Barnes, brush pile in Johnson Creek. Got to get. Don't talk about Johnson Creek.
I think I might know that fish.
Yeah. What Justin said, it always seems like those guys that know Carters are spotted bass brains.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Bill
tell you
Dane.
one that will tell you
Yeah.
he's not good on it, but he is becoming really, really, really good. That's Farmer. Farmer's
On Carter's?
figuring Carter's out.
Really?
I think he had 3 second place finishes last year on Carter's.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good run.
See you,
Yeah.
Timothy. Good luck tomorrow. He's got a tournament tomorrow. on Altoona? What's tomorrow?
Friday.
The Friday morning tournament.
Okay, I got you. Sure would like to fish one. Somebody got to run the store. So yeah, so let's get to now. Are you done with your resolutions?
I mean, I had the 3. I wanted to try and catch a redfish too. I didn't even see saltwater this year, so that was out.
Me neither.
I got to slam though, so I give that a C plus. Like,
Man, that's more than a C plus. It's got to be more than a C plus.
No,
If the state recognizes it and gives you a certificate for catching,
it was cool, man. Like I was surprised. You get a little personalized note.
Yeah.
Oh, you did great. You know.
yeah, that's awesome.
I'll bring the certificate up to the shop and we'll put it on the wall one week or something.
Okay.
But they give you a little swag and whatnot, stickers, and I got like a little bass-shaped USB thumb drive just in case I need to save fish pictures. I guess
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can I have that?
Sure.
Bring it to me.
Okay.
I'll put it in my computer.
I hope so. Where else would you
I'll
put
be
it?
like, love. All right, love Paul Coonan.
Here we go.
There we go.
Might be included in the picture for LJ. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Jeremiah, I might get with you on that.
Paul needs to come with me for the annual bull redfish run next year. You'll catch 40-inch bulls until you're tired of them.
Might have to do that. I keep telling myself, Georgia Kayak Fishing, the club, does like a camp and paddle down at Jekyll about that time, October.
Mhm.
And it looks fun as anything. I keep telling myself I'm going to do it one year. I think next year might be the year.
Mhm.
I'm not going to resolve quite yet, but I think
Okay.
I might get that tentatively on the schedule.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that should be a plan. Maybe we can put the plan into action.
You know,
Yeah. So,
That's a good plan to put into action.
yeah.
now they have a lot of fun on those trips.
Yeah.
Like that was I did my first overnighter this year, kayaking. Me and Josh Tatum did a 2-day on the Flint. It was a hoot.
So you camped out on the shore?
Yeah.
Nice.
It may have been somebody's backyard.
It may or may not have been private property.
Was,
but we
was
were
it the
there.
fire pit that gave it away? Or
They
what?
didn't shoot you or run you
Or
off.
Someone else's fire pit was there before ours. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Lord.
I mean, we were back in their back 40. They didn't know, but the flow was real low, and fishing speed is already slow. And we was having to drag the boats and whatnot. We're trying to figure out cell signal's bad. We're trying to figure out where we are relative to the WMA we were going to camp at. And finally, it started getting dark, and we found a bluff that we could climb up. And said, "Hey, someone's camped up here before." And
Logical.
yeah, there's a fire ring there, and we bed down and had a chilly night.
Wow. Did you
it
have
was-
tents?
Huh?
Did you have
Yeah,
tents?
we had a tent set up and whatnot, but it was that first weekend in October where it got down in the 40s, like high 30s.
Love it.
And we got on the water the next day, and we probably didn't get a half mile down river, and there's like an RV campground right up on the water, and they got a sign, Pigeon Creek WMA 3 miles. We're like, well, I'm glad we didn't try to make it down there because that would have been a long pull.
Whoops. Dylan, he's here. He just got off work. He's like, I just got off work. I
Dilly
gotta work."
dilly.
He's like,
There's a
Dilly
lot,
dilly.
He's like, I got
a lot of people will float the Omaha. And
Yeah.
shit.
My
How
friends
did you
did
say
that
that?
1,000 years ago. They
Omaha.
still talk about it.
Omaha.
Omaha River.
I thought it was Altamaha.
Omaha.
Is that
Grew
like
up on it.
the Oostanala?
Omaha River.
Chattahoochee River.
Born and raised in the big city of Baxley, Georgia. I was.
Actually, where the Lacks are from. That's right. Black boys.
Their claim to fame is a nuclear power plant. Right on the Omaha River.
Hey, it works for Homer Simpson.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, that's right.
No.
Yeah.
Monorail.
Y'all ever catch a 3-eyed
Monorail.
fish down there? The monorail.
Hey, gigantic flatheads down there.
Yeah.
Gigantic.
I'd like to tie into a serious flathead.
Oh
That-
my
that'd be a lot of
Lord.
fun.
That was the longest 4 hours of work of my life.
Just wait.
You don't.
4 hours.
Wait till you, wait till
Just
you
wait.
show up at your job doing at 7 a.m. and then it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon and you're like, all right, I'm ready to go home. And the boss walks around going, hey, man, did you work till like midnight?
I don't feel bad for you, Dylan.
Or
I'm
you're
sorry,
off
buddy.
work.
Especially Sal.
Yeah, you're
Or
Sal.
or
Waiting
you.
for the call.
Yeah.
Or
So,
my brother,
So I can't fish today. I'm on call.
he's supposed to be off till after the first of the year. Sunday afternoon, he gets a call and goes, hey, we got water pressure issues at the airport. And he goes to work about 10 o'clock Sunday evening and calls me Tuesday afternoon going, hey, man, talk to me until I get to the house. I'm about to fall asleep.
Oof. Jeez.
that's scary.
That's no fun. So, as we continue on with this fantastic episode that we've got going on, anybody want to start out with some of their before we get into the review, because the review is going to be fun. I'm going to really spice some things up with the year in review. Anybody got any resolutions that they are planning on?
This year, I'm going to try to finish what I started, quit fishing the past,
Mm-hmm.
fish the conditions. But a new one for this year is try to introduce not only younger people. We've got a young man fishing with ABA. He's young. He's 14. He's raking leaves, cutting grass, doing whatever to come up with his entry fee.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of the guys have kind of inspired me, helping him out with rods and reels and tackles and stuff like that to help introduce more people to fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's young men, old men,
Girls,
ladies, whatever, is to do more to help build the sport.
Yeah.
And hopefully go all year being able to fish and not laid up for 7 months.
Amen to that. Absolutely.
bring him come see me one day.
We'll do it.
Bring him come see me one day. So is that it? About it for you?
Yeah.
What about you, Sal?
That's my fishing. I got some others, but
Oh, you want to share the others?
no.
Okay.
A fishing resolution? We can go with
It
that
don't
first.
have to be a fishing.
All right.
resolution.
Well, I think I feel like I need to put family at the top of the totem pole a little bit more,
Ooh.
to
So less
be
fishing.
honest. Oh no.
Did you hear you hear his northern accent come out there a little bit?
Oh, no.
But no, just be
I'm
there
from New
for
York.
family, do their
I'm fishing here.
do the right things.
Hey, I'm fishing yet.
Yeah, there's usually another adjective in there.
We need Jersey Cat for that one. He still has a thick accent. Yeah, I'm from Jersey, man. He's like, or better.
Well, you're aiming higher as a person, so you're going to have to start dropping that adjective some of the time,
Yeah.
omitting it, if you will.
Rocco only comes out once in a while.
Rocco.
He
I
only
don't
comes
know.
out once in a while. He's gotten
I don't
better.
know.
No, not that Rocco.
I don't know, Paulo. I don't know.
James Collins is responsible for naming me Rocco,
Rock,
and he sent me the
rocket like Rocco Rock. Do you have the Flyboy as well? Like,
Hey James, send us the name of that movie. I can never remember the name of that movie, and these guys will understand. They will understand Rocco.
Well, let me help you out about putting the family. After not being able to fish and get out of the house, my wife is like, if I ever complain about you fishing again, you can slap me.
That's it. Dane's got a win-win situation.
She's ready for me to get out of the house.
Yeah. So what about
Been
you,
around too
Paul?
oh man, these guys aimed so high. Like, you have to come back to me, I think,
Okay.
because I'm moving the goalposts now. I gotta aim higher.
Okay.
Well, how about you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
I
about
got-
you, Ryan?
My fishing resolution, my personal fishing resolution for me, I have two of them. The first one has to do with here. The second one has to do with me personally. I'll do the second one. I'll say the second one first because it's short and sweet and to the point. This coming up year, I want to kind of broaden my my depth a little bit better.
So you're gonna throw something other than a horny toad?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a little bit more.
2 things.
Yeah, I got 2 things. I'm gonna try to get a little bit deeper if I can help it. Try to get a little bit better at it.
Wake bait?
Huh?
Wake bait.
No, not a wake bait. No, there's just something,
So you're gonna fish deeper than 10 foot?
Yeah, more like
He was
deeper-
Australian.
more like deeper than 30. I'm gonna try to get some 30 foot in on me if I can. A little bit better. I just like shy away from it when it's like springtime through winter. So, that's my wheelhouse, man. That's where I like to be. And I catch some fish doing that. So, but I need to get out a little bit deeper.
I'm going deep.
I'd like to get out a little bit deeper for me.
So
The other,
you're saying Brock Bauer's out there somewhere.
Yeah,
It's going
Yeah,
deep.
or Lad McConkey.
Dylan said he caught a few out of 50 foot today. I saw your profile picture there, Dylan.
Yeah, there you
Couple-
go, Dylan.
A couple of nice
Those
ones.
some deep,
Absolutely.
deep wintering spots.
The one that was in his right hand looked massive. He said it was 3.5 or 3.8 or something.
Trying to get a
like that.
lightsaber in his hands. Boy, you don't know nothing about no lightsaber, LJ.
Ooh.
I got a lightsaber always in my hands. Always. Anytime it's a fishing rod, it's always a lightsaber for me.
Oh,
Big line. I got big
wasn't
line.
sure where that was
I got
going, but
big line.
glad
big,
it was a
Notice I
fishing
kept
rod.
my mouth shut.
Yes, sir.
big
Yes, sir.
line and big baits, baby. That's
Because you know Sal's trying to be good.
Oh, Jedi talk.
Absolutely.
LJ said
Absolutely.
Jedi talk. But the second resolution that I have is for 2023 is personally, I want to see how much further we can take Fish North Georgia and True Grit tackle. What can I do to take it further than what it's been, where it's at right now? That's my personal
You're going to run the ball.
run the ball. We're gonna run the ball,
Yeah,
baby. We're gonna get
you're
behind
running
them. We're gonna go a B gap. And
Okay.
We're gonna stuff it. Every now and again we might jet sweep. I don't know, but
Throw a trick play in there.
yeah.
Oh, you're running a Paul Johnson over here.
I threw
we
a
got the option developing.
I mean, I kind of threw a flea flicker today. So
okay.
yeah, we ran, and it was successful touchdown. That's
It was a successful touchdown.
It was a successful play. But no, those are my 2 resolutions: is to improve Fish North Georgia and True Grit tackle, to be better, and also kind of try to fish a little bit deeper. So
Okay.
Fishing resolution for 2023.
Catch 5
He
pounds
said
spot.
2022, but I believe he means 2023. Just catch a 5-pound spot. Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
I saw Ron earlier said he wanted a 8-pound large and a 5-pound spot.
Mm.
I think's what Ron put up a little earlier.
Yeah. That's doable.
Yeah, it's doable.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
very doable. It's very doable.
Especially where Ron likes to fish. That's doable.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I did mine. Do you
Okay,
have yours
I
set
guess
up
we're
yet
we're
before we
back.
move on to our final hour-long topic.
So I'll probably fish for the slam again.
Okay.
I definitely want to. There are a couple species that I want to get after.
All right, just fill the beans.
I got caught this year. I caught the largemouth, spot, shoalie, red eye, and the smallie.
Mhm.
And I'd like to get after the Bartrams and the Chattahoochee because they're right in my backyard. I've never caught one before in my life. They're gorgeous fish. I just want to make it happen. I'd like to get the slam without needing the largemouth and the spot. The kind of the
That's where that
lowest
slam
the
gets
lowest
tricky.
hanging.
the more attainable one. Like if you just go fishing, you're more likely going to catch like a spot or a largemouth or both
Yeah.
on the same day. Yeah.
You can take a trip on the Chestatee and catch the shoalie, the spot, and the largemouth probably within 50 yards of each other.
Yeah.
So do you,
So-
when you fish for those random bass, do you use the same baits? Do you change it up?
What's funny, and the smallmouth killed me. I would have, if I'd connected on the first smallmouth we hooked, I would have gotten all 5 of mine on True Grit Ned rig.
Nice.
Like,
Nice.
True Grit Ned rig's badass.
dude, they are.
Yeah.
That was probably my like fish catchingest setup this year. Was at True Grit Ned rig and young man we met at Noe, flipping fish in Tennessee. Poured me a bunch of baits. Particularly, he did a bulk order of Helgermites for us.
Wow.
Motor like GP motor oil and black, and those in the rivers. Pretty much everywhere we showed those, they just smashed. It was like the fish had never seen one before. And that's not to say that I couldn't have done like a section of trickworm or any other like small bait kind of combination and had success, but I was fishing by the end of the season. I was fishing that with so much confidence that it was just kind of, that was
your go-to.
Yeah. It's not a magic bullet. Like there are days where other stuff was better, but definitely,
It's going to get you something.
yeah, no, that combo was very, very strong for me. But the smaller fish, like that Ned rig always plays in the rivers. Jerkbait always plays. You catch a lot of them on blades. Spinnerbait's always good.
Okay.
The red eyes are tricky though, because those species they run smaller. Like that red eye I got was 11 inches, and people are like, "Oh my god, that's a big red eye." I was like, "It is." Never caught one before.
Now, the red eye, is that just the rock bass?
Nah, rock bass is something
rock
else.
bass is a rock bass.
Okay.
A red eye. What do you say? A red eye looks like kind of like a dark largemouth, but it has red eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. The one I got looked like a mini smallmouth kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
Like a northern one though, like a true like brown bronze fish. None of the bars or anything like that.
Okay.
They definitely don't have vertical bars on them.
No, they do not.
They do not.
The smaller ones will have like they got a white throat patch, and I think like the orange edges on the fins.
Yes.
They can be very, very
On the
pretty.
pec fins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can be very, very pretty.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I've caught a couple red eye too, so I mean, it by
So-
accident. But so yeah, I mean, it's maybe I'm closer to the slam than I realized, but maybe I'll go try it one day. I don't know.
We got to put you in a kayak for about 2 trips, and you'll probably have the last of your bases covered.
Yeah, I might. You never know.
I need to get Pinto in a kayak.
Yeah.
You got to come with us to.
I would love it.
You got to come with us to the Okmulgee at least once, man. You'd get
I
a
would
huge
love
charge
it,
out of
yeah.
that fishery.
Greg Everett has a
Oh my gosh,
question.
beautiful country down there.
Oh my god.
Greg
Yes,
Everett
it is.
has a question, and I think probably only 2 of us can probably answer this question.
Go up.
Greg Everett says, "What is your favorite electric lake?" And he gave us 3 choices. Go up. Just
Where is it?
right
Where is it?
there.
Where is it?
Go up past Dylan. Right, ooh, right
There,
there.
right there.
He says, "Which trolling motor lake, electric only lake, do y'all prefer?
Ooh.
Varner, Black Shoals, or hard labor?" I figured probably me and you are probably the only 2 sitting at this table who can answer that.
I haven't fished the other 2. I've only been on hard labor.
Yeah. So I fished on Varner. I fished on Varner one time. It was about 4 years ago, maybe. We got second place, had 17 pounds, had an 804 lip. Did not get big fish and got second place. To my knowledge, Varner is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Black
Can't comment on
Shoals.
that one.
Black Shoals, I have never been to. Hard labor, I have fished twice. I fished hard labor, believe it or not, several years ago when they had first got it filled up,
Ooh.
and it was a bit of
A little tough.
a challenge. Let's just say the least. Now apparently hard labor is just dynamite, and I haven't been.
I think
back
it's
to it.
peaked.
You think it's peaked?
I think it's peaked. I think it's over.
That's interesting. That's
Peaked
interesting.
Well,
on
Interesting.
the decline or
Yeah. Well, if you look, just look at the condition of the fish that people pull out of there. You just don't see the big, just heavy fish anymore.
The fat fish that
Yeah.
hard labor is known
start
for.
to slender up.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about hard labor is like people catch 4-pounders that should be 4-pounders, but they're 5.5. They're fat. And I don't even know what all bait's in that thing.
Yeah.
Was it
It's
thread
threads,
fin?
threads and brim.
Threads and brim?
But
But there's a healthy thread
yeah,
population, right?
no,
Yeah.
they got a good thread population. But I've seen a lot of them taken now. The kayak guys, especially, they measure that fish out, and he's 21 or 22 inches, and he's just got no weight.
Yeah.
And
It
it's
should be a
just-
5-pound fish nearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, over 20, you're looking at 4.5, 5 easily
Yeah.
for a largemouth. in good condition, and there are a lot of them getting caught that don't look right.
Mm-hmm.
And that just makes me think that kind of the early years peak for that lake has kind of come and gone, and it's gonna be what it really is here in the next probably 3-4 years. We'll find out whether or not it's going to sustain or whether or not it's going to
that
kind
lake
of go sideways.
That lake receives a ton of tournament pressure.
It does.
It receives a ton of
does.
tournament pressure for electric lake. I mean, it is the electric reservoir of choice for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, it fishes. And it fishes a little small too, considering it's 1,100 acres.
Yeah.
So a lot of those boats, like, they all stampede to the same area, and those fish in those areas just get pounded.
Look at that. Kurt Wehunt said to Brian, he said him and Kurt and Scott Edwards, a friend of ours and a viewer of the show and a friend of the store, they're fishing electric together. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Justin said, I heard that about Varner too. Yeah, I don't know. As it was, we were there the first time we were there. People was like, "Yeah, Varner's like awesome," and then it's fell off. Let's see here. 2023, Kim Burke. He said for me would be the 4 F's: family, faith, fishing, and a 5-pound spot as well. Congrats on the slam, Paul. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I've heard about Tired Creek. I've heard a few guys coming through the store talk about Tired Creek. Apparently it is got 10-pounders swimming around in it.
Yeah. Well, there were a couple teeners came out of there.
Yeah. Oh, really?
21.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a couple just giants caught.
Okay, cool. So with about 30 minutes to go now, has everyone got all their resolutions out of there? So they want to talk about? All right, so
I'll go. I got mine.
Yeah, you good.
I think I've set
Raise the bar.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna fish for the slam again. I'm gonna take my girlfriend fishing this year. She's never fished before.
Very nice.
And she's expressed a little interest. I think we're gonna make it happen.
I don't recommend a 2-person kayak.
No divorce boat.
Divorce boat.
No divorce boat.
Never heard him called that.
Oh man. What George said though, he said fished a kayak tournament at Hard Labor this year and watched a John boat tournament dump back 6 5+ pounders that were just dying.
Yeah.
See, I mean, you gotta take care of your fish, and
that was like an August event, wasn't it, George? It was deep in the summer.
Follow me for fish care tips, right, Sal?
Yes, sir.
I will
Yes,
help
sir.
you.
That is definitely
help
a resolution. Is better fish care on my part, but I'm pretty young in this whole bass fishing thing and bass boat stuff, and it's just my mistake. I didn't recognize a problem I had with the Livewell and went in the total opposite direction. But thankful to you, I have a large supply of baking soda and a good system to utilize.
And you had no issues, have you, since then?
Well, the cleaning always helps,
Yeah.
but it as you know, it was that vent.
Yeah.
It was that vent, and while going through your process, I noticed that one was blowing air and the other one wasn't blowing air. And so weed whacker line is always good to have around the house, just to go through that max vent hose on the side of the gunnel all the way down to the recirculating pump. And if that doesn't clear it out, put it down into the recirculating pump. If it goes an inch, push harder. And
It needs to go farther.
It goes farther.
Way up in there.
Yeah, it goes way farther than that. So, it was a tough scenario, man. I've lost a lot of good fish, and I apologize. I'm looking at my phone. I'm on call. Go surprise. But I lost a lot of good ones this year, and that probably cost me Angler of the Year in the ABA Opens. I lost 3 pounds. I had 3 pounds worth of penalties in 2 separate tournaments. Pound and a half in one, pound and a half in the other, and I lost a 459. I lost a 5-pounder on Chickamauga in another tournament, so I'm losing, and that just hurts my soul. Like, that just hurts my soul. But now I know, you live and learn.
Well, you got the process now.
Oh yeah,
You got the process
your directions are hilarious.
Are they?
They're hilarious.
Oh, okay.
And,
glad to know
therefore easy to follow.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
it's straightforward.
It was very straightforward, and I loved it. I loved every second, every word.
Well,
and
Ryan
So did you
Ryan is a
qualify for the
master of the
Yes, I did.
simile.
Yep.
Congrats.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you
That's
very
a big
much.
So I can only imagine
Let me
that
tell
you're
you,
telling him
I
to
am
do
not looking forward
something
to the Red River.
like something else.
He qualified for the race Scott this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I
Golf
appreciate
clap.
it. Thank you. Thank you.
There we go. Golf clap.
Is this a little Men at Work reference?
Huh?
Is that a Men at Work
Golf
reference?
clap. Yeah, the land down under, man. Or the land down wonder. I gotta show you that. I gotta show you that song before we go.
Yeah, I just made my
Um,
reservations at the marina and those little cabins that they have there
At the Red River.
At the Red River. Yeah.
Listen, fish care in the summertime, and especially when the water temperature is post 75 degrees and up. I'm telling you, I have the solution. I can help you. It has been bar none the best thing that I've ever figured out, and it works.
Talking about fizz and fish, last year it was Lanier. I caught some in less than 10 foot of water
Mm-hmm.
that I ended up having to fizz. And, I didn't know, did a little research. Why am I having to fizz these fish that I caught in less than 10 foot of water? They just started moving up.
Mm-hmm.
And
They
they
hadn't
called them and pulled them
re-regulated
up,
yet.
and they hadn't re-regulated.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It
it happens.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times because what's a fish when a fish moves up, what's it looking to do when it moves up?
Eat.
It's looking to feed.
Mhm.
It's looking to feed. When a fish moves up, it is looking to feed. So
I'd never thought about that, and I'm
bites that wacky.
curiosity
quick.
got me. Why am
He didn't hear me.
yeah, I heard you.
Oh, did you hear me? Okay, I didn't know if you heard me or not. So yeah.
If nothing else will work, it'll work.
Yeah. So, all right. So a year, I want to talk about this for the last about 29, 30 minutes roughly that we have. We're going to try to cut this thing off as close to 10 o'clock as we can, just so Sal, if he needs to leave here, hopefully in the next 30 minutes, you won't have to.
Hopefully,
They
everything.
saved that life. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully everything will be okay, and you don't have to go flying down.
Yeah, Sal gave us a pretty good story. We're not going to we probably won't go into no detail into it unless you want to. That's up to you. It's entirely up to you.
I'd rather not, just in case somebody's family's
Well,
listening.
yeah.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
But there's a sick person in my department right now that's getting worked on, and I just hope they're doing just fine because, there's let's see, I think it's less than 1% chance of making it. Yeah, if they have to open somebody's belly open because of internal bleeding, I think it's less than 1 or less than 10% chance of actually living.
A little prayer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they'll probably pass without even knowing it.
Well, once they're done with the surgery, they go up to the ICU, they start getting pressors. And pressors, it just causes all your peripheral vascular system to contract to keep your core full of enough volume, to feed the heart and your internal organs and basically keeping you alive. And then if you're on them too long, all of a sudden now your extremities start going gangrene and then you got to have double amputations and it's a sad scenario. So, go for your physicals, get checked out, make sure you stay up on that. Guys.
I was going to say that's something I should probably do in 2020.
Yeah.
I'm going next week, but I have to.
Make sure you get the PSA checked if you have a family history.
Mm-hmm.
If you're over 50, colonoscopies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's a lot of things. See, listen, y'all are learning all kinds of stuff from bass fishing to resolutions to how to take care of yourself and how to take care of fish.
That's one of my personal this year is to better health.
Yeah.
I've come, for lack of a better term, let myself go, put on weight. Of course, when you're laying flat of your back for 6 months and can't do anything,
Yeah, that wasn't your fault.
You're not going to eat salad all day.
No,
When
well,
you're in
I've
that
got
scenario.
I got factor 5, so I can't eat green leafy stuff.
Oh,
So
it's the vitamin. It's
Remember how-
potassium or vitamin K thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever seen how
Hey,
animals
man.
eat their food on YouTube?
the genetic mutation causes blood clot.
Yeah.
I have.
It is.
You need
Yeah,
to
that's a classic.
go on YouTube and you need to look up how animals eat their food, part 1 and 2.
That's a classic, dude.
How animals eat their food, 1 and 2. Okay.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
show them to you if you
that's
don't have to leave.
that
I'll
might
show 'em
even
to
be
you real
safe
quick.
for work. Like,
It is safe for work. It is not NSFW. It is SFW.
I agree with you.
Safe
For every
work.
half pound matters.
It does.
No doubt.
Dr. Kurt over here. He's
No doubt.
I'm the reviving man. That's for him. He's the survivor. So, all right. So now we'll get to my point. What I've been wanting to get to. We've been having fun.
get to it.
2022 year in review. All right. So what? And I want all of us to answer this. What is something that happened in 2022 that kind of just like bewildered you, blew your mind in the fishing world? What is something that just kind of set you back? I'll give y'all a moment to talk about that. And that's what I'm going to give all three of y'all a moment to part of that because I'm going to start because I have this one will have what I'm going to say is going to take a few minutes. For me, the thing that kind of threw me back is the fact, and you guys are probably going to laugh at me, and some of the guys is going to know me well, they're going to know this, is the fact that MLF, all they did when Jeff Sprague got caught cheating was just basically slap him on the wrist and let him go. I mean, come on, dude. Like, seriously? You got the screenshots of text messages with a fellow Bassmaster Elite guy who getting after he gives out some information, then goes like hangs up and goes, hold on. In text message that's screenshotted, he says, aren't you on off limits for that lake? And he lies about it. And all MLF did was slap him on the wrist, made him give his check back, didn't penalize him, didn't do anything tonight. Cheating for information at the highest level of this sport is like a no-no. I mean, it is absolutely a no-no. I believe, in my opinion, if you got caught cheating at the highest level of professional fishing in this sport, you deserve a ban. I don't give a damn if you are the face of Yeti coolers. You're banned. Because how can you face your fellow competitors anymore? Because all your fellow competitors, it's just like anything else with cheating. When you fish against another person who might, or anything else in life, we'll just say fishing, for example. If you fish against someone who gets caught cheating at professional level, does it not put, when you see them in the next tournament, does it not put doubt in your mind?
Mm-hmm.
Does it not make you wonder, like, is what I'm actually going to be doing today, is it actually, do I have a legitimate shot? Is this anyone else, or does someone else have a greater advantage than I do?
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. They probably on some level all kind of get as much information as they possibly can. But when you're blatantly caught cheating and all you are giving a little smack on the wrist there, it's okay. Go on about your business. We'll see you at the next tournament. That's the thing for me in 2022. And then even it goes, and this is probably going to ruffle some feathers, even to the point with Jacob Wheeler. Jacob Wheeler is considered a god among men when it comes to bass fishing, but he did wrong this year.
I missed that one.
Yeah, I missed that one too, and I saw it come up in Jimbo's post when he saw Wheeler at the biscuit shop.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the Shell station, but
yeah.
What did he do?
I don't really know 100%. I can't say exactly what he done wrong, but it was something to do with him fishing an area of the lake that was off limits that he could not fish, but did it anyway. Don't hold me to that. I can't exactly say that.
Like out of bounds.
But he was like, no, it's no big deal. But it was a big deal. It was in the rules.
Yeah.
So what was the
we can all make a mistake.
We can make a mistake, but again, here we are, okay, so we're getting away with a slap on the wrist.
They're held to a higher standard because of,
if you are so sports, you get caught cheating in sports is what? Taking steroids, taking illegal drugs, stuff like that.
You're fined.
Yeah, you're suspended. You're fined.
Pete Rose.
Why are we just smacking professional anglers
sorry.
on the wrist here and saying, go on about your business, it's okay? Why are we doing that?
Maybe don't want to upset sponsors.
I don't know about that.
Sponsors
So-
want that on their, do they want to support guys who cheat?
I don't know.
I'm going to say no to most of them.
See,
It's like with as competitive as it is, though, I think like those guys got to feel the pressure too. Though it's
Sure.
like, I don't know, like it's a tough spot to be in, like because the sponsor is the one who expects the performance,
Mm-hmm.
and if you feel like you're not going to deliver,
Mhm.
like the door is there, the forbidden door.
Mhm.
You know,
Well, I mean, that's just what I say. Was it's for me this year? That's what's taking me aback. You can go listen to Luke Duncan. You can go listen to the what's the one with Matt Airy and Brian Thrift. What is that one called? Let's Talk Fish. And then Bass Talk Live. They all have an episode where they talked about it right after all that stuff happened. And the majority of everybody was like aghast at what happened. And like that's the punishment. You have to give your check back. You don't have to give your check back and then some, and then you don't get suspended. You just thought, let's go on up to Wisconsin to La Crosse and let's just go on about our business.
It's not like there's 100 guys in line to take his spot either. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Do you want to fish against a guy that does that? Because
Yeah.
now there's doubt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
doubt.
think about how many guys on a yearly level
Okay.
are trying to buy for one of those spots to fish on any of the
Not to
levels.
bring up the other situation that happened this year, but those two guys got caught.
Mhm.
Look what happened to them. Prosecuted, boat seized.
Yeah. The walleye thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
that's different. I would say that's different.
Why? I'm curious.
Against
I'm
the
not-
rules is against the rules.
Because there's concrete proof that they influenced the outcome of the contest.
Yeah. Okay.
Like all the information in the world doesn't help you go catch them, and you can't prove that knowing something or not knowing something helped you put 8 extra pounds of weight in the boat.
Yeah,
You know,
I see your point.
I think it's
yeah, valid point.
yeah.
Definitely.
No, I understand why the information thing is against the rules and it's cheating, and like if all they did was take the money, like I probably would have advocated for a suspension there as well. Like hey buddy, you got to miss an event at least.
It's
But,
Zach,
I mean,
As
Zach
Dane and I've
Burge.
said numerous times, it's hard to go catch another man's fish.
Yeah. Well, Zach Burge made a very good point on Luke Duncan's podcast with him and on Let's Talk Fish. Zach Burge made a point of it to being to the point to where it's like, well, like, listen, like we're all fishing against these guys. And if, it has a strict rule, one of the first things that we read in terms of tournament in the MLF is like information. No. The information you garner is from your practice and what you learn on the water during your time on the water. And yet here's a guy who they have screenshots on phone. It was public knowledge for everyone to see of, him talking
Like
with another guy,
soliciting.
like, hey, where do I need to be? Where do I need to go? I mean, and you're a professional. It's like, why do you need to know where to be, where to go?
Mhm.
I mean, aren't you supposed to be good enough to be able to figure that out on your own? I mean, that's just my whole thing. So, and the other thing, I do have one more thing in year review that just recently happened is the Icon boat. I'm hating on Jacob Wheeler tonight. I don't know why, but I just am. The Icon boat. Did you see the price point for that thing?
No, I've
I
not seen
can only
any.
imagine.
Utterly ridiculous.
What is
it?
Come out with pricing in it?
$109,000.
Well, that's the same.
Inflation's a bitch.
What the Vexus?
Yeah.
Didn't they have
the
a
big Vexus is
some
a
kind of
big
issue
glass.
with those?
I ain't paying $109,000 for a hydrosport. That's basically what that Icon is a hydrosport. Skateboard. That's just.
I'm not paying $109,000 for a boat.
No, I'm
Not for a bass boat.
No,
I haven't seen
exactly.
it, so I don't know.
I mean,
I
it's
can't
a-
make a comment about.
Four-
Well, I
5
mean,
footer.
your buddy
Yeah,
Bob,
right.
your buddy
Drug
Bob, Allen
dealers.
has seen
Yeah,
it.
why not?
Yeah. So I mean,
I've seen
I that's the other thing too. Is
Go
like
fast. Hey, you get you a big center console and go offshore.
I guess
You
the point. I guess the point being that I'm talking about with the year in review in 2022 is I look at the inventory that's at Boat in Atlanta right now. It's common knowledge, and look at the inventory at some of these other boat sailors and stuff, and it's just something eventually has got to give.
Mm-hmm.
They are pricing the common man, the common weekend angler out of bass fishing.
Well, even
If you want,
electronics.
I mean, even at electronics
Everything.
level.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to, and you know,
I mean, that's the machine though.
yeah.
Like,
But okay, you can go buy 40-inch TV, whatever, for your house. A couple $100. Wire graphs are darn expensive. Yeah, they got another couple of circuit boards in it and a transducer.
sales volume
Is it sales volume or is it demand?
would be both.
Or is it just a cool thing?
Every house in America has 2 televisions.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of television.
Yeah.
My
It
boat's
makes-
got 4 graphs
It
on it.
makes them cheap.
Okay, so yeah. So how you got 4
Like-
graphs on your boat? How many graphs do you have on your boat?
3.
You have 3. You have 1 on your kayak.
0 actually. I haven't even done the install on my new one. my
Okay.
new
I have
yet.
2.
Dude, I didn't fish. I think I fished like 2 trips with sonar this year.
Yeah. I like how the comment section has gone quiet after we started talking about this. No
You
one-
you
no one
killed
wants
it. You
to
killed
rip-
it. You got
I
serious.
killed the vibe.
You killed it. You got
Killed
serious.
the vibe. I apologize for that. But no, I mean, but for me this year, 2022, I mean, that's just been the biggest thing is like, okay, so other than that, with the cheating scandal, getting caught cheating, you know, the walleyes, and then Jeff Sprague, you know, right before that. And,
That's ridiculous.
you know, I mean, when's the last time you heard about that at that level? 2022 is the first time in a couple years that you've heard about it. I guess the last big cheating scandal, I guess, since then up until this year was what's his face in California,
Mike Long.
Mike Long, the damn snagger. And that was what,
Yeah.
2017,
Yeah.
20 somewhere in there
Yeah.
when that
That's about right.
last broke, when he got caught, when
I
he got the
remember
video
that. That's
evidence
about
of him
right.
getting caught snagging the fish.
Yeah.
I mean, what else is there out there?
At least he got in trouble for that.
Did he?
Oh,
he did.
I think he did. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Fish and Game had an opinion about like snagging fish.
Mm. Oh, Derek said I was preaching to the choir and the election. We're not going to get political on this podcast.
Yeah.
We're not going to get political.
Yeah, we'll be here at midnight.
We'll be here all night long. So we only got about 13 minutes left. So, so that for me, 2022, that's the biggest thing for me. In the year in review for me, is that. What about you? Do you?
Well,
got
mine's
anything?
probably going to come out of left field, and a lot of people don't think about this. I'm a small business owner,
Mhm.
but there's a certain bait company who has started advertising and sponsoring a tournament trail on a national level
Mhm.
that a lot of people are sitting at home clicking on their computer ordering from. In the meantime, most every bait and tackle shop in this country right now is struggling because people are sitting at home clicking on their computers
Mhm.
instead of getting out and supporting, whether it be Fish North Georgia, Buford Dam, Hammond's, the Dugout, what's Paul and them's Oakwood,
Fall Line.
guys, I know it's easy to sit there on the computer and click and order, but these are our neighbors, our friends. Yeah, you might pay $1 or $2 more for something or a few dollars more, but by God, we got bait and tackle shops we can walk into, pick something up, look at it.
Mhm.
If we keep sitting at home clicking on the computer, as we were talking about edge rods earlier,
Mhm.
I won't order one of the new edge rods. They won't send it to a local bait and tackle company, they're not going to have any retailers, but yet they want you to spend $200, $300, $400 for a rod that I can't put in my hand and see if I like the way it feels.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to lose our bait and tackle shops. And to me,
bait and tackle is down over 36% this year in sales across the board. Across the board. That is even for like Hammonds. Hammonds is arguably one of the bigger ones around here between Hammonds and Dugout, and they are down. They are hurting. We are hurting. Dugout's hurting. Everybody's hurting.
Yeah.
Because 36% is a lot.
Do you think it's a hangover from COVID?
I
Because,
think.
I mean, sales went
So
through
when
the
we were
roof.
at ICAST this past summer, there was a lot of talk of hangover of COVID. They were all trying to figure out how to get back up to that 138%. And it's like, you're not going to get back up to that 138% because there's 38% of people that no longer even care about fishing. They only fished and bought stuff for a year
just to get
because of
outdoors,
COVID.
get out of the house.
Yeah. But it was astounding to me that they were like, you know, that.
But that's one of the things that's bothered me is we're sitting around clicking, whether it's, you know, Amazon or the company I'm talking about or you know, whoever, and we're forgetting about our friends and neighbors and the place we can go hang out for an hour or two and tell fishing lies.
Yeah.
You know,
You're not going to get the information about that bite you bought from clicking on the computer too. I mean, you know, when I was finally moved up here towards Lanier, I mean, those guys, Pete over at Hammond's was a huge help to me. Huge help. That guy always offered good information, you know, and it's never been bad, you know, and, you know, you develop relationships with these bait shops, you know.
You do.
You know, I mean, it's crazy. I agree with you.
you know, we got to remember these are our friends. These are our neighbors.
Yep.
We're keeping the money local versus sending it out, you know, to other states and stuff like that. Yeah, you know.
California.
You know, I didn't know you were going to ask this question, but you know, that's something. And I've put several posts out here lately, you know, about supporting.
You know,
guys, you know, I'm here, you know, buying stuff. I'm down at Dugout, even though I'm not currently fishing, I'm resupplying and getting ready, but I'm buying local. I'm not sitting at home and, you know,
I'm going to say one thing, and I'm just going to say this and leave it at that. I see the Facebook post all the time of like helping your small business, your friend's small business. Listen, liking and sharing my post don't help me none. You can like and share all you want, but liking and sharing don't help keep the lights on. Don't keep the doors open. And I see a lot of that stuff on Facebook. It's like, it's easy. This is how to support your local small business. Like their Facebook post, share their business. Yeah, you can like and share me all you want. I appreciate it, but you can come up and see me. You know, you needing something, come see me. You know, you can like and share my posts all the time. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
But that's one thing that's, you know, this year to me is, you know, number one, fishing industry is down, but
Wouldn't know by the amount of people on the water.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that all those businesses got so fat so quick that they weren't smart enough to know that the bubble was going to pop. Like, the good times don't last forever.
But see, you think like us, it's like we never really got in that bubble.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're talking about being an ICAST and industry wide. Oh, we're trying to sustain So there's got to be someone smart in that room, smart enough to say this isn't real. Like, it's not sustainable. Like,
yeah,
you know, everything else in America isn't going to be closed forever where, you know, all these people are going to suddenly go fishing. And certainly some of them are going to stick with it, but folks are fickle. You go to the lake, you get your butt kicked a few times, all of a sudden, you know, fishing ain't as fun as it looked on YouTube.
well, that other thing that surprises me, well, it doesn't really surprise me, is during COVID, you saw camper sales, RV sales going through the roof. And now you look on Facebook and everywhere else, and just about every yard sale site's got more choices than you can shake a stick at.
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 3-year-old
Yeah.
RVs and stuff.
Yeah. What about you? You got anything?
Is
that
it
took
fishing
you
related?
aback?
Does it? You're looking for like
It
fishing?
don't have to be.
All right.
It's
Well,
totally up to you.
I just think,
This is a
the-
year in review.
yeah,
This
the
is
lack of care for fellow man has just gone down the crapper. The respect that people have for other people.
That
and
ties into being on the water.
It sure
Mhm.
does. It sure does.
Get out of my brush pile.
I mean, it just absolutely.
Our brush
Brush
pile.
It blows my mind. And working in healthcare, you every day you're servicing, your fellow man, people's grandmothers, people's parents, and and then you leave work and you just cannot get, you're constantly getting cut off. You're constantly, driving home, you're getting cut off while you're driving home. People just don't care about anybody else anymore.
The horn blowing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
I live close to a heavily populated area, and I hear more horns.
yeah. It's brutal.
The light's green. Go.
Oh, that is me.
You know where I've gotten it most?
Like-
In Dawsonville, where you're coming down 53 and you're making a right onto 400 North.
Mhm.
And then you have the 2 lanes that's separated by a median. You make your right-hand turn, and then it just comes to a stoplight.
Mhm.
I know you can make a right there when the arrow's red. I totally understand that. But, sometimes I just get into a conversation with my grandson, forget about it. And I got this guy yelling at me, running, beeping his horn, gets to the side of me and starts yelling at me some more. And he starts yelling and cussing.
That's too much.
Yeah, and
That's
I rolled
too
down my
much.
window. I've got kids in the car. And he didn't care.
Right.
Just kept yapping. Kept
Like-
yapping.
Mhm. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's
That's the stuff that really blows my mind.
needs to come. And if we could all just be a little nicer to each other, you get it.
I gotta go.
Time to go.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But it's just that time. Thank you everyone for listening. I
Hey,
gotta run.
you made it to the end.
Yeah, I
So-
did. Guys, thank you so much for this.
Absolutely.
You don't understand what this, hanging out with somebody for the very first time, right?
Yep.
You guys really do so much good for the fishing community, and I can't thank you enough for involving me in these little moments in time.
Mhm.
I really appreciate that. And,
We
and
appreciate
Take him out on a Tuesday, Sal.
We appreciate it. We're gonna do it.
Tuesdays are hard, but we'll work on
We're gonna
something.
try to figure something out.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
meeting on
Live
Tuesday.
fishing Wednesday, whatever.
Yeah,
We'll figure
it
something
don't
out.
have to be on Tuesday, so
All right,
it don't have to be.
I bet you can.
Sal,
guys, thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much. I appreciate it.
All right, we bro.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Everybody,
Thank
Have a good
you.
night.
Say
Thank
bye
you,
to
Sal.
Sal.
Thank you for
We only got a
the
few more
sausage
minutes
roll,
anyway.
man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Put the rest of it in the aluminum foil. I got
Yeah.
that's cool.
All right.
Cool. Thank you, Sal. Everybody, we appreciate Sal.
Get well soon.
I sure will. I'll tell him. We appreciate.
Drive safe, Sal.
coming. We really do appreciate Sal, but he's got to go save lives.
Yeah.
There's really no other way of describing that. So
Didn't really know exactly what he did until
Yeah.
the earlier conversation, and
yeah, I know it.
that is a very, very smart and talented man.
It is. He is. He is. Even if he throws Picasso lures,
Yeah.
it's okay. Steve Barday.
We,
So-
nobody's perfect.
All right. So just a few minutes left, Paul.
Bring us
Do
home,
you-
man.
You got anything you ain't got nothing you
I'm
have
good.
taken the back? Okay.
From fishing,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm good, man.
Okay. All right. So I'll get ready to take us home then. So listen, guys. So before I take us home, I want to say this. This entire year, 2023, we appreciate you. We appreciate all you guys' support and love getting to know you guys. We've got to know you guys even better over this past year. I can't say thank you enough for everything. And 2023 here at Fish North Georgia and True Grit Tackle is going to be even bigger. So I do want to say two things. For those of you guys who all ordered some jigs, I'm in a bit of a pickle at the moment trying to get them done. I have like no lead, and I'm also short on some skirt material. that I did not, and it is strictly my fault on the skirt material part. I have some skirt material coming. So for those of you guys who have ordered jigs, I appreciate your patience. I apologize that I have not got them out as quick as I can from you guys that ordered last week and stuff. But I promise you I'm doing everything that I can. I'm balancing between doing that and also balancing between running the store upstairs. He's back. He's back.
Oh, yeah, you probably need
Oh, you
those.
probably need your keys. Sal's got his keys. You need those. See you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Be safe, man.
I appreciate you, but I appreciate all you guys' support, and we appreciate all you guys' support. So I just wanted to let everybody know to understand that I'm not being lazy. I literally I'm in a pickle right now. So I will get you guys your stuff that you ordered as soon as I possibly can. The second thing is the Patreon. Guys, the Patreon is working. We've got some very, very good success stories from some of our guys who are already on the Patreon. Something new that we're going to be doing for 2022, though, with the Patreon is we're going to be doing another tier for the Patreon, but you're actually going to get like a mystery tackle box. And so we're going to be releasing some more details about that. You'll get like 5 or 6 baits handpicked by me at the beginning of every month. And so it's really, really cool. If you got any questions about the Patreon or anything else, do not hesitate to reach out to me on Facebook or call me or whatever, or come by the store. Happy New Year. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. Have fun. We'll see you guys next Thursday night, hopefully right here in 2023. Exactly what Paul said. Guys, we appreciate it. Y'all be good. Be safe. Happy New Year. See y'all next year.